I don't know if there's a way to actually live privately anymore. Like, part of the buy-in to society is like you're gonna be surveilled. Like, that's just a thing. Like,
Privacy used to be a right, now it's a privilege. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to STONEDAPE Studios. Today's video is going to be about is privacy. That's the main theme of today's topic, of today's video. The message that I want to get across: privacy. We are losing it, and we will lose it. We can't stop it, no matter how much we fight, no matter what laws we try to pass. I don't think it's we're heading one direction, and I don't think we are going to be able to derive or move or change those lanes. I think that we're cooked, if I'm being honest, and it is what it is. It is what it is. It's just something that we're going to have to accept, and that's the loss of privacy. Bank accounts, your any messages, photos, conversations, videos, pictures, whatever, notes, whatever you name it, bro. It's gonna be increasingly more difficult and more difficult to keep that to yourself, to keep that private, or at least not available to the entire world. It's gonna be increasingly difficult with technology advancing, with AI advancing. It's gonna be, the only hope is that nobody really gives a fuck about your dirty laundry or what you have to say, and the people that they do give a fuck about, they're cooked, and maybe you can just like go under the blanket. But other than that, privacy itself is eroding. It will continue to erode, and we won't be able to fix it, I don't think. I usually try to have hope and be optimistic. I just don't see how we get out of this one, bro. And I guess it depends on kind of what side of the aisle you're in. We are entering an age where everything is digital: communications, identity, and our privacy to that, our privacy to the things that should be a right and not a privilege, a right, will disappear. And it doesn't just affect me. It doesn't just affect politicians or famous people or celebrity. It affects everybody. This doesn't just affect people that have something to hide. This affects everybody, everyone. Okay, it doesn't matter if you think you have nothing to hide, right? Everybody has said shit. Everybody has done shit. Everybody's dirty fucking laundry. If you're a human being and you live on this earth enough time, then you will fucking fuck up. You will make mistakes. You will regret things. You will say things, and you evolve as a person. You evolve as a human. As time goes on, your perspective changes. How you look at things. You have experiences. That's what it means to be a human, right? But in this ever radicalization of modern technology into this world, these ideas that are always known, that we are humans, that we do fuck up, that we do make mistakes, and eventually, through experiences and hardships, we get better, we evolve as people, hopefully. And our experiences and the people that we listen to and the respect, they'll shape us and will change our perspective as time goes on, right? And an ever radicalization of technology, of social media, of shows and movies, and all this new AI, all this stuff that is ever evolving. That sense of that sense of being able to like fuck up, to like fall down and get back up. It's like it's slowly just disintegrating from society as a whole, because we expect everybody to be perfect, and when they don't agree with you, or when they say something that you don't like, what people do is they automatically go to all their social media posts, all everything that they've ever said throughout their entire lives, things that they've done 20, 30 years ago, and they judge that, and then they tell the world, hey, this is who this person is, this is his character, and we should hate him because of the things that he said 25 years ago. And obviously everything should be individual cases, right? Some things you just can't forgive, and there's things that you can't forgive as a person, as a people, and that could be different to whoever that is, and that's understandable, and that should be respected. We live in a free country, so we have the freedom to have our own opinions to whatever is made public. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, like, through advanced AI, advanced programs and systems. They're going to be able to hack into your devices, into your digital life. We all have a digital life. It's 2025, right? It's only going to keep getting more digitalized, more modern, more tech oriented, and all our lives are already are in a digital space, and that life that we live on this digital plane, people like to think it's not real, like this is real life and digital is digital, but it's like, no, it affects your life, so it is real life, right? And we live in both. We live in reality and we live in the digital space as well. And it's both the same thing. It can't be two different things. It's both the same things, and both rules should apply to both real life and digital space, right? And like, people are going to be able to like hack your devices, bro, your photos, your recordings, your messages, and they're going to be able to make that publicly known. They're going to be able to use it against you for blackmail, for whatever the fuck. And we're talking about anyone, anything. It doesn't matter if you legally didn't do anything wrong or commit any crimes. But what if you said some fucked up shit? What if in a conversation with a friend you were like, oh, we should fucking do this, the X, Y, and Z, and maybe you were just laughing or being sarcastic, or maybe this or the other, but they can screw your like, we already have AI of podcasters having podcasts with like people that have died and shit like that. They're gonna be able to just it won't even matter, honestly, if it's a recording of you. They can just make you say shit. This is crazy. This is an invasion of your digital privacy, and we can't stop it. We won't be able to stop it. They're gonna be able to go and look into you're going to be able to look into your entire life and depict you however way they want to, and destroy you with things that you've actually said. They don't even have to make an AI. Now we have AI where it's fucking crazy. You can have people talk to people. You can have Joe Rogan talk to somebody that's fucking been dead for 15 fucking years, and we can have them on the podcast. It's going to be incredibly difficult to keep these things private. And it matters because the right to privacy is not a fucking privilege. It is an absolute right. And when you live in this is a digital life that we're going to. All our accounts, our bank accounts, Venmo, crypto, all that shit is technology. It's digital. It could be hacked, bro. Your fucking photos, your files, videos of somebody else that you don't even have. Phones, smart speakers, cars. There's computers in every car now. You can play fucking Netflix while you drive. As our lives get more and more digital, everything's going to be affected, everything that we do. People are going to be able to hack into your fucking car to stop it from driving, to make you swerve a different way. Like, people don't think about this shit, but the more that we go into this digital space, into this digital life that we live, technology keeps advancing. The powers that be, people with money, people with good resources, they'll be able to get their hands on this technology. And if it's not people, then it's everybody. And then we can all just be hacking each other. Both scenarios are fucking bad. They're horrible. Either the elite, the people with money and resources, keep the technology that is able to affect your digital life, which is your real fucking life at this point, or everybody's going to be able to have that technology to screw up with everybody's fucking digital life. Either way, both scenarios are fucking horrible, and like, that is just a path that we're on, and we can't stop it. We cannot fucking stop it. How are you going to be able to keep your money safe? How are governments supposed to keep your money safe if we keep moving into this digital field, this digital space with AI, with quantum computing? When they start mixing the two, when they fucking, there's a race right now, and we're all aware of it. And it's this race to create the ultimate fucking artificial intelligence. And when we create this fucking being that we don't even know what it's going to do or be. We could be making fucking God for all we know. We don't know, bro. We have no clue. Everybody has no clue. You see all these interviews with Sam Altman and fucking Theo Vaughn, and like all these people that go on these podcasts, these tech bros that have these tech companies that are going to change the world as we know it, and there's nothing that we can do about it, and they have no fucking clue what will happen or how will it affect the future. They hope it's for the best. They're just going to make billions of fucking dollars in the meantime, and then hope that civilization doesn't fucking implode on themselves.
System does AI have to work by? Is there like a legal Like we have laws like in the world, right? Like in the human world.
Yeah, so I think we will certainly need a legal or a policy framework for AI. One example that we've been thinking about a lot, this is like maybe not quite what you're asking, this is like a very human-centric version of that question. People talk about the most personal shit in their lives to ChatGPT. It's, people use it, young people especially, like use it as a therapist, a life coach, having these relationship problems, what should I do? And right now, if you talk to a therapist or a lawyer or a doctor about those problems, there's like legal privilege for it. There's doctor-patient confidentiality, there's legal confidentiality, whatever. And we haven't figured that out yet for when you talk to ChatGPT. So if you go talk to ChatGPT about your most sensitive stuff and then there's like a lawsuit or whatever, like we could be required to produce that. And I think that's very screwed up. I think we should have like the same concept of privacy for your conversations with AI that we do with a therapist or whatever. And no one had to think about that even a year ago. And now I think it's this huge issue of like, how are we going to treat the laws around this?
Definitely it will happen with this technological advancement, and nobody is trying to like stop or be like, yo, we need to pump the brakes on this, we need to calm down, we need to set some guidelines and regulations, but like it won't matter, bro. It won't fucking matter, and privacy will be dead, bro. There's gonna be a camera on every fucking corner all over the country. It will effectively be a surveillance state, and I know that sounds highly conspiratorial to some of you, and you might not want to look at it like that, but we already have cameras everywhere, and they're gonna just get better and better. They're gonna have AI tracking. They're gonna be and a lot of these things we're gonna give up freely. People are just going to give up freely, not only because of the convenience of it, because the argument will be it's a moral thing to do. And that's the truth. If they could say, hey, why would we have people drive cars and create accidents when we can have these AI vehicles driven by themselves? They're all electric. There won't be any more car accident. Nobody ever has to die because of a car accident ever again. We're going to take you to point A to point B. All the sensors are going to be hooked up. All the cars are going to know exactly where they're at, and there will be no crashes happening. You're going to get to where you want even faster, more efficient. You won't have to drive. You can watch Netflix, blah, blah. That is coming. That is where we're headed. And people now are like, yeah, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, that sounds cool. That sounds dope. But it's like, what if they make it a lawful mandate that you cannot drive a car as a person? You can't own a car that it can't drive by itself, and you yourself can't be behind you yourself can't operate a vehicle because it's too dangerous, because it could kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the argument they're going to make, and people are going to be like, well, we don't want people to die in car crashes, so like, yeah, let's just give up that freedom. Like, oh, we're just going to give up that right, that absolute right that we have as free people to go wherever we want, to drive ourselves. That's something so small that we never thought about is going to be something that's going to be up for debate, and most likely going to lose to like the more compassionate people, because they're going to be trying to do the right thing, and you have to applaud them for that. But it's like the morally correct thing, right? You're like, why not we give up our rights of driving and nobody has to fucking die? It's very simple. Most people would say, yeah, okay, let's do it. It's fucking, and like, for whatever reason, I guess maybe I'm the crazy one sounding the alarm here, and maybe you guys think about it and like, yeah, we should do that anyways. It's the best. I get a visceral feeling in my body. I don't know why, but I do. It makes me want to fucking throw up. I hate it. It's like it's control. It's too much power to anybody, to any given person or government or entity that they have over me, and I hate that so much. So I physically and mentally can't wrap my brain around it. Physically, it grosses me the fuck out to have that thought of always being under surveillance, always watching every fucking move and thing that you say is being recorded and could be made public at any second. All your money's not going to be able, like, banks will not be able to assure your fucking money. They just won't, bro. They can say that they are, but they won't. That encryption shit is not going to work for like advanced fucking systems that are made to decrypt encryption. Nobody knows what the fuck to do or what's actually going to happen. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. One thing, I don't know everything, but one thing that will happen for sure is we will lose all of our right to privacy. Every single right we have to privacy, we will lose it and we will not have it no more. And I bet you half of it will be giving it away freely. And it scares the shit out of me. And I do want to be optimistic and say that hopefully that we will rise above this and we will, create like laws and requirements and things that will at least keep some semblance of privacy. But I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. And like the thing that people don't realize is like not only do we lose our right to privacy, it's like people already self-censor because when they go in public and when they go into the digital life, because it's like the whole world watching, right? They censor themselves and their ideas and how they say and how they really feel about some things, right? And they're doing that now, and that's a little bit disingenuous. How about when your everyday life is all being recorded, is all being surveilled, everything that you type, every message, everything could be open to the entire world? Are you really gonna behave how you would? You would behave like a fucking robot, bro. And like that loss of freedom, that loss of privacy, well, some might invite that in and welcome that. I completely am against that and detest it, and it physically makes me want to fucking throw up when I think about it. Number one thing that as we entered into this technological world that we as people missed and we didn't see coming, that our fucking digital data is like worth billions of fucking dollars, and a select few people were able to fucking expose that and use it for their own personal gain, right? Our private data, and we gave it up, bro. We fucking gave it up. Listen, I'm not saying that it's all bad. I understand why people would do this, right? I understand. There's pros and cons to everything. What's the pro to the loss of privacy, right? Convenience, personalization with like ads and AI, and it makes it a lot easier for you what you like. You don't have to think about it. Free services. The reason why Facebook and Google and social media are free is because they can sell your fucking private data for billions of fucking dollars, right? On a national security and law enforcement level, if everything is under a surveillance state, it's gonna be really fucking hard to commit a crime. There won't be any murders. There won't be anybody stabbing each other, or hurting each other, or stealing from each other. Be able to see that. AI will be able to like have some tracking, like, oh, these people are fighting. These people pulled out a gun. It's pulled out a knife, etc., etc. And it's just, you look at it from a national security law enforcement level, it's like, fuck, you take away all crime. That sounds kind of good. And like the pros are so good, the convenience of it, the personalization of it, the free services, the national security level. From all these, you look at it from all those types of lenses, and like people are going to be ready to give up all kinds of fundamental rights of humans that we've had for years now, but we will willingly give it up. And it's just going to keep getting darker and more dystopian, and that's what I'm truly afraid of as we move into this crazy technological future that we have. The cons would be the exploitation by corporations, identity theft, how fucking quick and vast, how the vast majority of people are going to be dealing with this issue of identity theft. Everybody's going to be doing it. It's going to be so fucking difficult. The small slice of paradise of heaven, the small little fortune that you acquired, the companies, all this, it's going to be so fucking quick for somebody that has these systems and know how to hack, all this, all that. It's going to be so quickly for them to just take that away, man. And fuck, I mean, what about the psychological impact of being watched? Like, how is that going to change our behavior as people? What does that mean psychologically? Are we just going to feel like fucking animals, like lab rats? Like, what does that mean with this loss of privacy? It's not just loss of privacy of one's own individual data, but like there's levels to it, and it's gonna go through all these levels. If we keep walking down this path, that's what it's gonna lead to. And this isn't something that's new either, and I understand that, right? Everybody knows about the Edward Snowden case. He was on Joe Rogan. He was on a bunch of other interviews. He worked for the government, and he leaked. He had to fucking go to, I think it was Russia where he moved to, because the government was trying to. He was probably worried about getting assassinated. They said they want to jail him for being for treason, really, against the government. But really, what Snowden unfolded was treason that the government was making on its own people.
Snowden, I'm 29 years old. I work for Booz Allen Hamilton as an infrastructure analyst for NSA in Hawaii.
What are some of the positions that you held previously within the intelligence community?
I've been a systems engineer, systems administrator, senior advisor for the Central Intelligence Agency, solutions consultant, and a telecommunications information systems officer.
One of the things people are going to be most interested in trying to understand who you are and what you're thinking is there came some point in time when you crossed this line of thinking about being a whistleblower to making the choice to actually become a whistleblower. Walk people through that decision-making process.
When you're in positions of privileged access, like a systems administrator for these sort of intelligence community agencies, you're exposed to a lot more information on a broader scale than the average employee. And because of that, you see things that may be disturbing, but over the course of a normal person's career, you'd only see one or two of these instances. When you see everything, you see them on a more frequent basis. And you recognize that some of these things are actually abuses. And when you talk to people about them in a place like this, where this is the normal state of business, people tend not to take them very seriously and move on from them. But over time, that awareness of wrongdoing sort of builds up, and you feel compelled to talk about it. And the more you talk about it, the more you're ignored, the more you're told it's not a problem. Until eventually you realize that these things need to be determined by the public, not by somebody who was simply hired by the government.
And Snowden was what, back in 2011, 2012, something like that? So the government has been invading people's privacy for some time, and it has been something that they were doing. It's not now, right? And it's just only going to keep getting worse. 4 years ago, the documentary The Social Dilemma that came out, right? And it spoke on a lot about how social media works and how kind of disingenuous and evil they really are. Let's take a look at that trailer.
When you go to Google and type in climate change is, you're going to see different results depending on where you live and the particular things that Google knows about your interests.
That's not by accident, that's a design technique. What I want people to know is that everything they're doing online is being watched, is being tracked. Every single action you take is carefully monitored and recorded.
A lot of people think Google's just a search box and Facebook's just a place to see what my friends are doing. What they don't realize is there's entire teams of engineers whose job is to use your psychology against you.
I was the co-inventor of the Facebook like button.
I was the president of Pinterest,
Google, Twitter, Instagram.
There were meaningful changes happening around the world because of these platforms. I think we were naive about the flip side of that coin.
We get rewarded by hearts, likes, thumbs up, and we conflate that with value, and we conflate it with truth.
A whole generation is more anxious, more depressed.
I always felt like fundamentally it was a force for good. I don't know if I feel that way anymore.
Facebook discovered that they were able to affect real-world behavior and emotions without ever triggering the user's awareness. They are completely clueless.
Fake news spreads 6 times faster than true news. We're being bombarded with rumors.
If everyone's entitled to their own facts, there's really no need for people to come together. In fact, there's really no need for people to interact.
We have less control over who we are and what we really believe.
If you want to control the population of your country, there has never been a tool as effective as Facebook.
We built these things and we have a responsibility to change it.
The intention could be, how do we make the world better?
If technology creates mass chaos, loneliness, more polarization, more election hacking, more inability to focus on the real issues, we're toast.
This is checkmate on humanity.
What else do you need, brother? What the fuck else do you need? What more information could you need to tell you that we're absolutely fucking cooked, bro? I found this this video of Glenn Greenwald talking about why privacy matters 10 years ago. This was in 2015. Let's take a look.
Be seen with the CEO of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, who in an infamous interview in 2010 pronounced that privacy is no longer a, quote, social norm. Last year, Mark Zuckerberg and his new wife purchased not only their own house, but also all 4 adjacent houses in Palo Alto for a total of $30 million in order to ensure that they enjoyed a zone of privacy that prevented other people from monitoring what they do in their personal lives.
This is what I'm talking about. So like the rich will, these tech bros will, you know, they're gonna destroy society. They're gonna destroy without any disregard of really thinking what this is gonna fucking do when people don't have the right to fucking privacy anymore, and they're just gonna keep doing this, and then they themselves want the privacy that this is what we're talking about, but they have the billions of dollars to spend to make that happen. They're in charge of this technology. The people, us, we don't have that fucking luxury, man, and this is fucking ridiculous.
Over the last 16 months, as I've debated this issue around the world, every single time somebody has said to me, I don't really worry about invasions of privacy because I don't have anything to hide, I always say the same thing to them. I get out a pen, I write down my email address, I say, here's my email address. What I want you to do when you get home is email me the passwords to all of your email accounts. Not just the nice, respectable work one in your name, but all of them. Because I want to be able to just troll through what it is you're doing online, read what I want to read, and publish whatever I find interesting. After all, if you're not a bad person, if you're doing nothing wrong, you should have nothing to hide. Not a single person has taken me up on that offer.
Why would you? Dude, you'd be fucking insane if you did that. You'd be out of your fucking mind if you did that. But guess what? We're going to do it. We're going to do that willingly. We're going to do that. This is the fucking thing. This is why it's so funny. We're so fucking idiots that we're gonna give this up willingly. Oh my god.
And there's a reason for that, which is that we as human beings, even those of us who in words disclaim the importance of our own privacy, instinctively understand the profound importance of it. It is true that as human beings we're social animals, which means we have a need for other people to know what we're doing and saying and thinking, which is why we voluntarily publish information about ourselves online. But equally essential to what it means to be a free and fulfilled human being is to have a place that we can go and be free of the judgmental eyes of other people. There's a reason why we seek that out, and that reason is that all of us, not just terrorists and criminals, all of us have things to hide. There are all sorts of things that we do and think that we're willing to tell our physician or our lawyer or our psychologist or our spouse or our best friend that we would be mortified for the rest of the world to learn. We make judgments every single day about the kinds of things that we say and think and do that we're willing to have other people know, and the kinds of things that we say and think and do that we don't want anyone else to know about. People can very easily in words claim that they don't value their privacy, but their actions negate the authenticity of that belief.
I couldn't say it any better myself. He fucking nailed it on the head right there. That was 10 years ago. Glenn Greenwald, 10 years ago. And it's so funny that he's talking about now. And then it got fucking leaked that he likes to fucking suck on toes and do all kinds of fucking kinky shit, right? Right fucking there. He was sounding the alarm 10 years ago. Maybe then we could have done something. Maybe then we could have had rules. We could have done blah, blah, blah. It's fucking done with now. The same man that was talking about privacy and why it matters to all of us is the same guy that got fucked by his privacy, through his privacy, things that are his own. Like, this is so and he got smeared and he got shit talked and he got judged by the entire apparatus of media and of people throughout all of the fucking world in America through social media because of his privacy got fucking infringed on. And then, oh man, you can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up. And this Glenn Greenwald was talking about this 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And the fact that it happened to him 10 years later, I mean, there is no turning back. He was trying to turn the dial back 10 years ago. 10 years from now, we're cooked. That's been it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you have any comments, any opinions, do you think, is there any way to avoid this? Do you think it's going to be as bad as I think it's going to be? Does it matter? Do you care? Or do you feel it different? Why? Let me know down below. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.